What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to show you how to cut the stove jack holes with this template, and we're shipping this template in the shipments, and you can also download it on our website. One thing you want to make sure of is we print all these off with a scale here that's the size of a credit card. So you always want to make sure that this lines up perfectly and that the scale's not off. If the scale's off, then it'll only be off if you guys print it. Just make sure that it fits. We're making sure that when we print them it's to scale, and you still want to check it though, make sure. So if it is to scale, then you find out which stove that you bought. So the medium box stove, we have the cylinder stove, we have the large and the Arctic. So what you're going to do is find out what stove you bought. It'll say on the sales order, or you'll just know, and then you're going to cut that specific circle out. So I'm going to cut it for a large, which is a 4-inch circle. It's an oval circle, and it's pretty important here in a second when I talk about the oval which way that it goes, but for now I'm just going to cut this out. Alright everybody, I got it cut out for the large stove. Just make sure that you're cutting right on the edge and you're going to get this oval shape. So once you have that cut out, I'm going to move on to open the stove, or open the shelter, and show y'all where to cut it. So things you'll need: credit card, make sure the scale's right, scissors once you get that, and you'll also need a marker. So when you open this up, to find the top, it's going to be the thickest part of the shelter. It's got some weight to it, so you should be able to find it. Alright, so this is the top of the shelter, and this is where the stove jack goes through. Now this is something you always want to make sure you do. This is the inside, and it has this cover. This cover has to be moved away so that when you're cutting, if you cut from the other side, you're not poking a hole through this. So make sure that this is good, and you want to lay it down on a flat surface. You want to lay it down so the top of the triangle is facing away from you. Now, you're going to grab the oval shape. Make sure that the Kifaru letters are running up, not sideways, because this oval needs to run towards the top of the triangle. So I'm going to lay it down just like this. So I lay it down like that with the oval facing up and the letterings facing up, and you want to leave as much space as possible. Like, you don't want to run it up here, just run it centered and away from as much as possible. And then once you have it centered, just go around the edges of the template and make the oval shape. You want to get as close and as tight as you can to the oval. Alright, so I have it down now. You can see that the oval's facing up, not this way, and it's away from as much as possible on the actual shelter, so you're not burning the shelter. If you ran it over here, you could be susceptible to burning. So make sure it's centered and the oval's facing up. Now, for when you cut it, you want to get your hand up on the back side, so you're making sure you're not poking through and cutting any of the shelter. So find a zipper, open the zipper, and then go through. Now I can feel that I'm on the other side. I'm holding nothing but this rubbery stuff. And then you can either take the scissors and poke through, or I'm going to start it with my knife, and then you can good to go to cut with the scissors after that. I just nicked my hand under there. That's not good.
We got a bleeder!
Medic. Medic.
Here comes the meat wagon! and the medic gets out and says, "Oh my God."
It wasn't bad. Alright. Just cut exactly on the line. You want it obviously be better to be smaller than big, so I cut right on the line. Also, there's 2 layers on this, so you want to make sure you're cutting through both. I kind of hit just one there for a second, so make sure you cut both so they're lined up. Alright, so that's it. It's really that easy. Always make sure that you are cutting out the right template here. We have the Arctic large, medium, cylinder. Those are all the different stoves we have, so make sure you're cutting the right one, and you make sure that you put your credit card to check the scale and make sure you're cutting, because if this is off, all the circles are off, so make sure you're good there. Scissors and a Sharpie, you're good to go.